So recently, Katy Perry, who she's a judge on American Idol, a contestant came up and talked about his. If you haven't watched American Idol, it's very advantageous for people to talk about their sob stories or whatever, personal background they have, because, to differentiate them from other people who just are singing. So he talked about how he was in a school that had a shooting. He survived it, of course, but eight of his classmates died, and that is his sob story. And Katy Perry just went hysterical. She started screaming and crying, talking about how we need gun control and all of this. And it was she wasn't reading the room, I don't think. It was way out of whack with the other judges, and B, even the contestant. He was not nearly this emotional about this. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he was just told by producers to talk about this because it's his interesting backstory, It's what will make good TV.
Hmm.
And she just went ballistic. She's just hysterical. I think that really fits the term. Celebrities are often, I don't know what's wrong with her. They're taking certain drugs. They're under high stress. I don't know what is going on, but her reaction was definitely disproportionate. My observation from this is, number one, it's pretty hypocritical because Katy Perry, she was just recently, how do I say this? She endorsed, or it was revealed that she voted for the conservative candidate in the LA mayoral race. He wasn't even a Republican, he was a Democrat, but he had recently switched, right? So he was basically considered a Republican for LA. And the reason why, of course, is because she said, oh, crime is out of control in LA, which if you've been to LA, you'll know is the case. And God forbid, of course, if crime is actually affecting the rich people, then it's really out of control. And she said, we should vote for this guy because, or she voted for him because she's concerned about the crime. Hey, listen, I don't blame her. However, that's not necessarily in line with now, where she's just talking about how gun control is the most important freaking thing in the world, is it? I mean, unless she's under the impression that gun control only impacts people who don't follow the law. If she's under that impression, that's entertaining, but it's wrong. Gun control affects, at this point, look, guns are out there, Katy Perry. So stringent gun control really only impacts the citizenry, the law-abiding citizenry who want to protect themselves. So I find her virtue signaling, hysteria, to be quite hypocritical.
I don't necessarily. I mean, I think it seemed pretty genuine to me.
Oh yeah, she feels it.
I think she may not be even aware of the hypocrisy herself.
Just because she's stupid? Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, basically that she's just acting. Yeah, I just don't think she sees the contradiction. That would be my guess.
But it's scary that people can feel so strongly about a thing like this and I would say, be totally in the wrong. Do you not see and there was another story recently where she said, "Oh, I had to move out of LA because LA is not the real world." And I had gathered from that maybe she was fed up with, how fake and woke it is. But no, that's not, she doesn't get that at all. She doesn't connect those dots, right? She just likes the fact that she's out of LA, which, by the way, of course, is a privilege and a luxury that she can afford. She can live in LA at the LA home or live somewhere else because she can afford multiple homes everywhere, right? Well, that's not what most people can afford. They can afford to live in one place. And LA is a shithole with homeless and crime, and being able to own weapons is one of the only things protecting people in this shithole that, by the way, your votes contributed to, Katy Perry, right? So I have no sympathy for her hysterical crying. But these people are became rich not because they had coherent, intelligent takes on anything, because they had talent to sing or act or otherwise, right?
Yeah. Do you know how bad the homeless problem is in LA, like let's say compared to SF?
It's about the same. I think it's worse in LA
Because I
because
was because I was just thinking like, LA doesn't have the same or like what is LA's excuse for homeless? Like in SF at least you have the tech boom to kind of
they need no excuse. They protect homeless camps due to some obscure camping law.
hmm. Ultimately, I just feel like the gentrification is definitely, I mean, it's, I don't know what is the main factor it's obviously a lot of factors, but you can't not look at the gentrification as a result of the tech boom in the Bay Area, right? So at least there's that fundamental
Well,
dynamic
LA
going on.
has very high housing prices too, for the
Yeah,
most
but
part.
what was there anything analogous to like the tech boom in LA?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because then, I mean, I feel like it's a better argument that liberal policies are just at the root of this problem.